What if I told you that a war was being fought? A war between two solar systems? I mean, first of all, let's stop. The sun. Well, most people think that, our sun, has a twin, an evil dark twin, right? A red dwarf called Nemesis. Now, you know, a lot of ancient civilizations and so many stories have been told about Nemesis, Nibiru, the Nibiru system, and of course the elliptical orbit and its return. Now, the Nibiru planet story never really made sense to me because, well, a planet that has an elongated orbit that comes around every so often and, you know, destroys everything, wreak havoc in our solar system. Well, that really didn't make sense. So when I really started to do the research and I had found Nemesis, the twin sun, you know, the binary partner to our sun, well, it has planets. And it swings through every once in a while, bringing its planets and moons and they say debris, but that debris probably would be from either the Oort cloud or from the asteroid belt from when it came smashing through our solar system the last time. The event that created our moon. These great battles that are fought in the heavens are known. Matter of fact, as a part of our solar system's history. I mean, some of the smartest people in the world already know this, and they don't talk about it, of course. These things go undiscussed. So basically, trying to understand how could we be living in a binary system? How could this second star seem to interact with our star in our solar system, bring with its planets and moons, mixing as it comes smashing through, our elliptical, our plane, our solar systems move with the planets all in the same plane. So this object seems to move in and out of our plane. So it's not actually a part of our solar system, but it comes back and it goes back out. To me it seems like it has the movement of a star. And of course a red giant would explain all the stories of the red Kachina. But then you hear about the blue planet that seems to be orbiting it, the planet they call Nibiru. Oh, so many stories. That Nibiru goes around a red star. Y'all call it a winged planet, but it's actually a dwarf star, a red dwarf, binary twin to our sun. And our ancestors were trying to tell us this. And if you look at ancient civilizations and just look at the movement of the planets in our solar system, the asteroid belt that's in between Mars and Jupiter, what could have caused that? So I call it the missing planet. But, the moon is evidence of something catastrophic happening in the solar system in the past. So scientists have studied for many years, many decades, trying to better understand the movement of this red star and the planets that's going around it. When it's going to return, when it's going to interact with our solar system. What are the effects going to be? I've studied Nibiru for a long time just to try to get an understanding of what it meant. I mean, a planet moving, by itself. Then over time it graduated to, well, a system of planets moving around. a dark star, and that it moves to our solar system, and that's what, our ancestors were trying to tell us, and that when it comes through, it's catastrophic. Extinction level events all over the solar system. Yeah, what if there was life on other places in the solar system, like on Mars and the missing planet? I mean, the interaction of these two stars with each other and the two solar systems will definitely explain for a lot of the things that happen in our solar system here on Earth as far as extinction level events. The sinking of Atlantis, the loss of ancient cultures and ancient civilizations, ancient technology. Stories just been hidden away. We're told one thing while something else is happening. We're told that something happened when it didn't happen at all. I don't know how to tell you this, but I just look at all the evidence and I ask myself, what's real? There's all the pictures, could it be fake? All the pictures of the two suns, right? That we've been witnessing over the years. It's been coming in all over the internet. Is it made up? Did somebody, use their camera and make a trick? Or somebody's trying to fool us, make us think it's two suns up there? But what if everything our ancestors said was real? What if there is a binary twin to our sun? And what if it does return, bringing planets and moons? I mean, I don't know if people could handle that. I mean, some people still think the world is flat. And in some cases, they may be right. But I look at the evidence that's put it before me. The war between two solar systems. One light, one dark. This solar system we live in is the light side. The solar system that goes around the dark sun is the dark one. You get the yin and the yang. Oh, the struggle. It's been going on since the beginning of time. I mean, for our sun to be created along with a dark twin, so they can do battle in the heavens, bringing their armies, which is their planets. What is the result? Well, you got cultures all around the world, all telling stories of continents being sunk, technological civilizations far beyond the time that they were living in, but only to be gone. And we're talking India, Atlantis. And it's a cosmic war, right? So other planets are affected, right? So you see possible ruins on Mars, the asteroid belt, the many, many stories of Nibiru and the misplaced cultures on this planet. But what about the civilizations that we can't explain? How there's statues in parts of the world that it just don't make sense. Why would this be here? You hear stories of giants walking the earth, whether it be biblical or whether it be, now, in these times, or maybe in the old days. Our history goes deeper than anything that we could ever comprehend. Our people go back. Our cultures, our tribes told stories of things that came from the sky down to the earth. Our ancestors had great understanding of astronomical movement of heavenly bodies. In other words, how the stars moved, how the planets moved. They paid attention, they calculated, and they created calendars in order to keep track of these movements because they believed that if it could happen in the past, it could happen again. The movement of the stars, the pyramids, all designed to tell a story. It's like a clock. Our ancestors looked up and they saw something they were able to connect with. But it's more than a connection. It's like a part of us, a part of our being, who we are, and what we're meant to be. We were told we was 1/3 human, that our lives didn't matter, that our kind was savage. But if you search deep down inside, you'll find a connection to something far greater than one's definition of you, who you are, what you are, where you come from. They could never know. No one could know. We don't even know. Because time doesn't answer these questions. We just know that there's a connection. And this connection is growing as people try to tell us the existence of these things. And it's obvious at this point. It's right before our own eyes. It shouldn't take the past to tell us, but if so, then look at the past. It'll tell you that we were all there in the past. The contact that y'all waiting for has already happened. The mixing of cultures and races, beings from different parts of the solar system, from the galaxy. This place was special, but at the same time, we have lost our way. We no longer understand these things. We think that, it's just ancient tribal stuff. It doesn't mean anything. Just try not to think about it. Who created the statues? Why? Seems like everything has meaning. And if you think that these things don't exist and that I'm making them up, that I imagine, these existence of giants and beings that you don't quite understand. None of us do. Probably never could. But they existed. Some remnants of them. A history of them. Our ancestors spoke of beings. You can find burial places all around the world. Statues all around the world depicting these things. Whether you're talking elongated skulls, or you're talking about giants, or you're talking about Peru, it doesn't matter. It all comes down to one thing. We all have a history that we don't understand. That's far older than any man can tell us. That we have been here a long time. This is true. But this was not the beginning, nor was it the end. You can look at the evidence. You can ask, what's your evidence? What makes you think that you're different? That you're better or or that you don't matter, that you're not a part of all of this. Not only are you a part of this, but you're a part of so much more. And I talk to people on this level because I understand that over time we've seen our image destroyed, dragged through the mud, to the point where we don't really know what's real. I mean, when I look in the history, I see us. When I look in the past, I see remnants of us. But not just us, someone else, someone before us. Y'all think that because we don't understand something that we can just blow it off like it don't exist? Like all the skeletons and all of the skulls don't tell your story. They don't explain to you that, hey, it might be something else here. I mean, I understand humans and our place in this world, but what are these? Are they us? Are we them? You can start to sense a connection as time go by, as the research continue, as different parts of the world start to produce some of the strangest burial places and just skulls from entities and people, and you can call them creatures if you want, that existed in the past. I mean, it's whatever you think, right? Or is it not? Is it something that you're missing because what we think is what we're told? But what do you feel inside? Do you feel that your ancestors were somehow connected to all of this? That from South America to North America to Africa, Europe, Asia, that we are all connected as one race, but at the same time, we're educated by a completely different race of beings. You always wonder, are we alone? I don't think we've ever been alone. I think that this culture on Earth, human beings and these entities that we've seen to have mixed with, well, to become what we are today. Yeah, it's possible. Maybe we are 1/3 human, but then that would make us 2/3 what? I don't know. I just had that statement just, stick in my head, no pun intended. But the 1/3 human and the slavery and, of black people and all of that, it's just crazy. But anyway, I try to better understand, our place, because Africa is special, but not just Africa. China, it's incredible places there. Peru, South America, North America. There's a connection to all of these places. I think all things are connected. Just like our son doing the dance with his twin. We need to embrace our past and better understand who we are, what we are, where we come from, what makes us special. I mean, it's been a long time since we really did that, made a connection to ourselves. Let's seek the knowledge of self, where we come from, our ancestors. What were they like? How did they know the things that they knew? And is our connection to space, time, and all the things universal connected to our past. I mean, you see the sun, the light, and then you see the dark and the dark sun, and the everlasting battle between darkness and light. A galactic battle, cosmic in every nature. When you look at the history of our people, the things that they were trying to relate to us, and it's crazy because, we're speaking of gods, giants living amongst humans here on the earth, and you wouldn't believe it was true, but if you look closely, you will see the elongated skulls, the giants. It's all a part of our history. History untold. It's like we knew it all the time. There were giants here. We had the relationship with them. We were kind of a part of each other. But is this even earthly? Is this an earth story? I mean, come on. Our people, your people, are the same people. That the human race is old, but connected. Asia, North America, South America, we're all connected. The human race seems to be descendants of something else. I mean, maybe we are this now, but it's too many stories of giants walking the earth, existing from Goliath in the Bible. And there's pictures all over the internet of giant skeletons being found all over the place. Are they real? Are they fake? Is somebody just messing with our minds, trying to make us think that giants existed? But you don't have to do that, because that's what the stories of the past did. That's what ancestry, knowledge of what was around them told us, that there were big people. But to better understand this, we have to look closer. Not at the pictures, but at the stories told by our ancestors, at the pictures that were drawn on the walls. And look, we know that giants existed, and existed all throughout time, because we have the ancients to talk about giants. But then we had pictures of giants. I mean, and I know what you're saying, not these pictures. I mean, evidence, right? Evidence of people who existed, who were just taller than everybody else. So I can see how we can have these skeletons, because I look at these pictures and I'm like, well, back in the day, they were really tall people. There were images of these people standing, next to like regular sized folks. And it would blow my mind, because I'm like, well, this guy's huge. How could this guy have been walking around and people not, know that it's giants? And, it's still the same thing. Like, just don't think about it. Those pictures are fabricated. Those stories are fake. But what if they're not? What if there's some type of proof, like newspaper clippings and images of skeletons that match the height of giants? What if there was images depicting these giants and how tall they was, but in the form that they were found? Nobody would believe it, huh? They would say, oh, that picture was made up. It's so old. Who knows? But what if it was a lot of pictures? Pictures from all around the world of giants living with regular people amongst us here on Earth. That it was giants walking the Earth. And they stood there and took pictures with regular people. What if there was truly evidence of pictures of these beings, of these people that our ancestors spoke of? What if it was proof? What if there was pictures of these people in their natural lives? Just to kind of prove that, hey, I'm a giant. Would that be enough for you to believe that there could be giant skeletons all over the Earth? That it could be giants in our past depicted on our hieroglyphs in Egyptian structures so ancient that you don't even know who built them? Would you believe that the stories of the Bible possibly could be true when they said that in the days of Noah, the giants walked the earth? Well, I got news for you, Bible. Look like giants walked the earth long after the days of Noah. I thought they all supposed to die in a flood. Or was that a lie too? Well, obviously, there's giants. There were giants, at least. But how is this possible? How is that nobody understand that there are giants? Nobody believed that there's giants, or that there were giants, or they could have been giants, or humans, or human-type creatures with elongated skulls, or that cultures from all around the world seem to have history of giants. And not just like 5'4" farm giants, but these are just people that are dressed. Look, they have clothes on that fit. Like somebody tailored clothes to fit a giant. Like you can just walk into a store and say, I'm a giant, I'm going to Giant Foot Locker. And what about these days, today? Is it possible that giants could exist today like they did in the past? Because the past couldn't, they could have made that up. Well, what about today? What if we had some type of evidence showing that we have giants today and they also live amongst us? I mean, you would think that it was photoshopped, huh? You're making this up, LC. It's not for real. There's no cosmic war. There's no giants. Atlantis never existed. The stories the Egyptians tell about giants in the Bible, they made it up. Or they were just confused. But what if there were pictures of giants today living amongst people? I mean, nobody would believe it. I mean, it's no war. It's no second sun. Come on, you're making all of this up. There's not an ancient race of beings. It's no Nibiru. It's no Nemesis. Giants don't exist. Come on. You need to cut it out. But what if there was proof? What if somebody showed you pictures of giants living today? What if somebody showed you pictures of two suns in the sky? What if somebody showed you pictures of ancient civilizations and a depiction of you and me? It's a new world. It's a lot like the old world. And the war continues. Cosmic war.